Okay, so we have come across 5 microorganisms: virus, bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoa. Yes. Then we have seen separately about each microorganism. That is their nature, isn't it? We have seen about each microorganism. We have seen about the different types of bacteria depending upon the shape. Then we have seen about the viral characteristic features. Then we have seen about protozoa, algae, and fungi. Not completed, but to some extent we have seen. Okay. Then we have seen about the beneficial aspects of microorganism, isn't it? We have seen about the beneficial aspects of microorganism. Okay. Under beneficial, yes, Shweta, correct. Under beneficial aspects, what are the things we have seen? We have not seen everything, but we have seen, I think, 3 to 4 beneficial aspects. Can you give them one after the other? What are the beneficial aspects you have seen? In which industries you have seen? One is you have seen about the fermentation, isn't it? You have seen about the fermentation. Yes, fermentation in reference to 2 industries. One is bakery. Okay, other one is beverages. Yes, very good, Sivananja. We have come across the antibiotics. Antibiotics, yes, antibiotics. Very good. Then we have come across vaccines. Vaccines. Very good. Immunization, vaccines, very good. Yes, we have come across other medicines like hormones and enzymes. Very good. Yes, finally, not finally. One more thing. We have come across how it cleans the environment, isn't it? It cleans the environment. Yes, and finally, how it helps in nitrogen fixation. Yes, so that we have seen six beneficial aspects of Harish. Normally, I told Harish, I'll let you know by tomorrow in the biology class or in the next biology class. Okay, I am correcting. If I complete all the corrections, I'll let you know. Okay. But many of you have done very well. I'll let you know. Yes. Yes, children. So you have seen about the 6 beneficial aspects of microorganism. One in the industry, bakery and beverage. Another one, antibiotics, that is obtained from the fungi, obtained, that is penicillin. Can you give me the name of the scientist who first discovered penicillin? Who was a scientist? Yes, very good, Swanuja. So your sister used to do in 10th standard. You are doing it now. She used to sum up everything. Okay, very good. Yes. Can you give the name of the scientist who discovered penicillin? The antibiotic. Very good, Amandinian. It was Alexander Fleming. So Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. Yes, it is very effective against the bacteria. It is very effective against bacteria. Can you give me a few more names of antibiotics, children? One is penicillin. Give me at least Varnika wants to repeat it again. Okay. So Alexander Fleming was the first person to discover the antibiotic. He discovered penicillin. Yes, it is effective against the bacteria. Okay. Very good, Dhanamalia. Streptomycin. Streptomycin. Yes, very good, Darshida. So penicillin, streptomycin. Any other antibiotic you know? Tetracycline. Very good, very good. Tetracycline. So if we ask in objective type, we have to give the names. Okay. Penicillin, streptomycin, tetracycline. We have few more also. Okay, but yes, very good. Erythromycin. Very good. Erythromycin. Very good. Yes, children. So next comes the vaccine. I think you know what is a vaccine. Vaccine is nothing but they are the killed or inactivated viruses. Okay, what are vaccines? They're nothing but killed or inactivated viruses. Okay, they only is or produced as vaccine. Amoxicillin, yes, Salvia, you are correct. It is also a It is also an antibiotic. Very good. Okay, so vaccines are nothing but they are the killed or inactivated viruses mixed with some medicines. Okay. Cephalosporins. Okay, very good, very good. Yes, Sivananda, you're correct. Edward Jenner was the first person to introduce the vaccine. He discovered the vaccine for smallpox. Very good, Sivananda. He introduced the vaccine for smallpox. Now we have vaccines for many viral diseases, isn't it? Can you name few viral diseases for which we have the vaccine? Can you name a few viral diseases for which we have the vaccine? You at least very good. Typhoid, chickenpox, COVID, very good. Polio, very good. Polio. Hepatitis, very good. Hepatitis, chickenpox, flu, very good. Yes, children, we have, I think we got some tuberculosis, very good. We got some 6 to 7 examples. Dengue, measles, very good. Yes. Yes. So dengue also comes under flu only. Okay, malaria. Yes, very good. Yes, children. Very good, very good. And then we came across medicines. For common cold, do we have vaccine? I don't think so. For cholera, we have. For cholera, we have the vaccine. But for common cold, do we have vaccine? I'm not sure about malaria also, children. For malaria too, we don't have the vaccine. Yes, children. For malaria too, we don't
vaccine, they're working on it, ma'am. It is patented. Malarial vaccine, they're working on it.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, good morning.
Yes, children, very good. So you have given me the examples of few vaccines. Then comes the medicine. So under medicine, you have seen about hormones and certain vitamins, isn't it? We saw about the insulin hormone and the vitamin B12 that is produced from the microorganism. And next is the how microorganism helps in cleaning the environment. Okay, we saw that the saprophytic microorganism, the saprophytic bacteria and fungi, they help in cleaning the environment. They decay and they decompose the organic matter. They decompose the dead and decayed remains of living things into organic matter so that our environment is kept clean. Moreover, they add to the fertility of the soil also. That's how they work on two bases. One is cleaning the environment. The other one is they add to the fertility of the soil. And finally, we saw about how microorganisms help in nitrogen fixation. So we came across many processes in the first lesson. I hope you will remember that. Crop protection and management. We came across nitrogen fixation, assimilation, ammonification. Yes, I know. Okay, we didn't have the class for the past 1 week. No, I have to recap everything for you. I hope now you remember all the aspects what we saw last week. Yes? Okay, we can pass to the fresh topic today. We have seen all these things last week. We can start our topic today, that is the harmful effects of microorganisms. Yes, children, we can start. Harmful effects of microorganisms. Okay, so I think I started this topic. No, it's not new lesson, Swaminathan. It also comes under microorganism only. Okay, we have seen the different types now and the beneficial aspects, isn't it? So when we see the beneficial aspects, we have to concentrate on the harmful effects also. Okay, we have to concentrate on harmful effects. Yes, we just started to Kulendu, you're correct. Yes, you're right. We just started, but the class was wound up, isn't it? Okay. So first we have to see our topic is concerned only about two things. Harmful effects. We have many harmful effects. So we are going to concentrate only on two topics. One is disease. Okay, how they cause disease in living things. That is, it may be a plant, animal, or a human being. Okay, so they cause diseases in all these three living things. Second concept is how they spoil the food. How they spoil the food. Only these two we are going to see, because but we have many more harmful effects of microorganisms. Okay, so we are going to concentrate only on these two topics: disease and spoil the food. Yes, children. So before getting into the topic, first you have to know how they spread. Okay, so when we say the microorganism, they have certain modes how they spread in this environment. Okay, how they spread in this environment. Any idea, children? Any idea how they spread in this environment? Is very good, Caleb. Very good. They spread through air. They spread through water. Any other modes of transmission? Soil. Human. Okay. So Trinity, I think you're trying to say that is through contact. Who gave a very good, Divya? Insect. Yes. Through direct contact, through insect. Very good. Very good, children. Yes, through animals, we can put that also, insect animals together. Okay. So when we say insect, the biting of the insect causes the injection of those microorganisms, and animals also spread the microorganism. Very good. So when we say water now, we can add food also. Okay, they spread through food and water. Yes, children. So very good, children. They are given all the means of transmission. That is, one is air, food and water, through direct contact, through insects and animals. Yes, these microorganisms spread through this mode. Yes, children. Okay. So which you think it is the in outside fruit? Yes, Prabhalendi, yeah, correct. That's what we have to wash it everything. Wash everything. Okay, Swaminathan. Okay, children. According to you, which you think that is the fastest means of transmission? We have seen some 5 transmission, no mode of transmission. Which you think is very dangerous and fastest? Yes, very good, very good. Trinity, it is not through human contact. Very good, Amrita. And yes, very good, children. Who all gave the answer as air. Very good. Yes, air is the fastest means of transmission, and it is very dangerous also, alarming also. Okay, because it spreads so fast, we don't know which part of the air has this microorganism. Okay, because we breathe in air, we cannot live without air. We are forced to take in the microorganism. We don't know whether they are harmful or beneficial. So we are prone to those microorganisms. Yes, children? Okay, so air is the fastest means of transmission. Okay, very good. So food and water, we can prevent it. Air, we cannot prevent. That's what we say, it is more dangerous. Okay, food and water, we can prevent. If we are precautionate, we can prevent. Okay, we should boil the water. We should take food only from, that is, homemade food is very good. Okay, so, but unexpectedly, we are forced to take outside food. Means we have to be very careful that we have to be very careful that the food is cooked properly. That mostly we cannot see that. No, we go and buy the food in restaurant and hotels. We don't know how they cook, whether they wash it or not, whether they wash the utensils or not. So it is better to prevent those food. Yes, very good. They won't cover the food also. So you better avoid the street food. Yes, children. Then through contact also we can avoid. We can, so when we sneeze or cough, what we have to do? We have to keep a kerchief in the mouth and nose region. But cover our mouth and nose region with the kerchief, so that we will not spread the germs. Yes, children, we will not spread the germs. Then through insects, this is also unavoidable, children. So mosquitoes and houseflies, no, they play a very major role in spreading the germs. Okay, they play a very major role in spreading the germs, mosquito and houseflies. So animals, the stray animals also spread the germs. So rabies is a very important, it's a very dreadful disease spread through yes. So the other day, I think somebody asked about the germ spread through, that is the disease caused through rat, I think. I think it was Trinity or Salvia. Trinity. Yes, it is called plague. Okay, it is called plague. Okay, it is called plague. Okay, P-L-A-Q-U-E. See, P-L-A-Q-U-E. Okay. It spread through rat, not only rat, they say that it even spreads through all the rodents. That is squirrels, rabbits also, but rat is the main vector. Okay, so I'll explain what is a vector. Okay, so did you understand this topic, children? So the microorganisms spread through 5 means, that is through air, food and water, through contact, insects and animals. Yes, children, got it? Okay. Now, there is a common name given to the all disease-causing microorganisms. There is a common name given to all disease-causing microorganisms. What do we call that? Any idea? Yes, it is called as pathogens. What is that? They are called as pathogens. It is a common name given to all the microorganisms that cause diseases. Okay, it is called as pathogen. Okay, now see, through air, through food and water, through contact, we get that microorganism from them directly. Okay, when we talk about insect and animals, when we talk about insect and animals, these two act as the mediators. These two act as the mediators between two persons. Okay, between the, wait, I'll explain to you, little elaborate. See, here we have an infected person. Here we have an infected person. So who is the infected person? So who is the infected person? A person who has the disease. Okay, who is the infected person? Yes, very good, Pranishka. In very simple word, she told, the sick person. Okay, a person who is infected, a person who got the disease, or a person who is sick. Okay, who has the germ in him. Okay, so he is the infected person. Okay, so an infected person, he transmits the germ to a healthy person. He transmits the germ to a healthy person. An infected person transmits the germ. Yes, very good, Kavalanti. To a healthy person. How? It can be through air. Okay, when he coughs or sneezes, the germs will go into the air. Okay, or through food and water. See, when we don't have proper toilet habits, no, that is passing the stools, passing the motion in the public places, no, so that that will mix in the air and see the water bodies, and they will mix with, if it is not boiled or cooked properly, they will come in the food and water. Okay, through contact, by sneezing and coughing. Okay, so through insects, okay, through animals. See, when bite the infected person, again, when they come and bite the healthy person, they will transmit the disease. Okay, so these two, they act as the mediators between a infected person and a healthy person. Yes, children, got it? Insects and animals, they act as mediators between an infected person and a healthy person. So, we call these insect and animal as vectors. What is that? We call them as vectors. No, Salvia, that's the only hope we have. Okay, coronavirus will not spread through mosquito. Otherwise, still more it will be a panic situation. No. Okay, it is not spreading through my insects. Yes, children. So this insect and animals, no, that spread the disease from infected person to a healthy person. It is called vector. Okay, mosquito is a vector, housefly is a vector. Okay, the animals, that is bat, rat, okay, they all are vectors. No, Caleb, we cannot call the water as a vector. It's not a living thing, no. So water is a abiotic factor. We cannot call water as a vector. Yes, Karthikeyan, correct. Yes. Okay, Caleb, air and water, we cannot call them as vector. Okay. Yes, very good, Swanuja, very good. Yes. The pathogens that are carried from an infected person to a healthy person, the insect or animals which carry the pathogens are called as vectors. Yes, children, you got this definition, I think. Okay. So we have seen the mode of transmission, how they get transmitted from one person to another, or that is through air, through water, through contact, and through animals. Yes, children? Okay. Children, can you say that all diseases are are communicable? See, we have all diseases are infectious. Can you say that all diseases are infectious? Okay. Few are infectious, few are non-infectious. Few are infectious and few are non-infectious. Okay. So why we okay. So can you give a name of few non-infectious disease? The disease which will not spread from one person to another is called non-infectious. Okay, certain disease will not do any harm to the other person. Okay, can you name few disease? Very good, very good. Who get the answer? Giona. Very good. Cancer. Very good. Very good, Trinity. Diabetes. Yes. Very good. Heart attack. Okay. Heart attack. Stroke. Very good. Very good. Pressure. Stroke. Very good, children. Very good. Very good. Yes. Malaria is infectious. Fracture. Okay. Asthma. Very good. Rinsha. Very good. Yes. Yes. That's what they said. Pressure. Hypertension. Very good. Very good, children. I think you know the difference between the infectious and the non-infectious disease. Okay, see, this cancer, diabetic, heart attack, pressure, all these diseases are not caused by microorganisms. Why they are non-infectious? Because they are not caused by any microorganism. Okay, if they are caused by microorganism, they are infectious. You know the difference. Okay, if these diseases are caused by a microorganism, they are infectious. Okay, but they are not caused by a microorganism. So yes, as Sanjana, toothache is infectious, Sanjana, because toothache is caused by bacteria. Okay, so if you use the same toothbrush or if you use the same spoon, no, the other may also get that infection. Okay. Organism, they are not infectious. Yes? Yes, children, do you have any doubts? Only 2 minutes left. Any doubts, children? Any doubts? Okay, the next class, we can see about the diseases. Okay, directly you can see the diseases, whether they are viral, they are bacterial, they are protozoan or fungal. We can see how it spread and we can see the mode of severity. Okay, symptoms also we can see. Yes, children?